The following text is taken from a comment article in the National newspaper, from the 27th of October, 2025, written by Professor Richard Murphy and entitled What Future Awaits a UK with Three Nations Seeking Independence?
In his book The Breakup of Britain, published in 1977, Tom Nairn argued that the United Kingdom is an artificial, unnatural, state whose survival depends entirely on its members continuing to see a benefit in it. The question now is, do those members still do that? For most of my lifetime, the survival of the UK could have been taken for granted, as if geography and some shared history alone could bind together four nations with increasingly divergent identities and interests. Now, the developing political landscape suggests something quite different in that, maybe, a time of reckoning is coming very much closer. After elections in Scotland and Wales next year, it is entirely possible that Plaid Cymru could govern the latter and the SNP will politically dominate Scotland again. Sinn Féin will still lead the government in Northern Ireland. That would mean 3 of the 4 constituent nations of what we still call the United Kingdom might be run by parties committed to ending it. Let's just consider what that means. First, it tells us Westminster's political and economic model, which is centralized, extractive and dismissive of local democracy, has failed. Decades of austerity, privatization, and neglect have hollowed out public services across the UK. Second, what this likelihood exposes is the deep economic imbalance that underpins the British state. The southeast of England has hoarded the UK's wealth, controlled much of the investment in the country and demanded the lion's share of its new infrastructure. Third, it reveals the moral exhaustion of Westminster politics. Both Labour and the Conservatives cling to an outdated notion of sovereignty which imagines authority flows outward from London rather than upward from the people of the supposedly United Kingdom about which they talk but to which they only pay lip service. The bigger point, though, is this: the UK's breakup would not primarily be about identity and nationalism. Nor would it be about economics, as has been the second main focus of the past. It would now be at least as much about democracy and accountability, and the apparent total inability of the bankrupt politics of Westminster to provide anything even vaguely approximating to either of those things. Each of these independence movements has, at its heart, a simple demand, which is the right of each of the 3 smaller countries within the Union to make decisions for themselves. The end of United Kingdom need not be a tragedy. It could be a renewal, resulting in the creation of a set of cooperative, sovereign democracies, working together on climate, energy, migration, and peace. They could then create a political economy of care rather than control. Time, however, is short. If the UK continues to presume loyalty, Nairn's question on the future existence of the Union, posed nearly 50 years ago, will answer itself, and the whole edifice will fall apart, to the shock of England and the immense relief of most people in Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. The question then is, how long for the UK, then? And the answer is, perhaps not long at all.